All right.
Hey everyone, and this is Dan and Senior E-Bike Nation. Caleb over here.
Hi.
Again, listen, hope we're going to get some better video this time of the airplanes up here. And I may get off my bike up here, I'm not sure, but I want to see, get a better picture and explanation of what these planes are. These are definitely World War II and before and after planes that are in mothballs, obviously. So yeah, we're going to get a better picture of them today, so let's go. Maybe if I get a little more of a distance, I'll get a better photo, or better video. If I get up like over here,
Yeah.
I'll get a better video of it. So yeah, here we are. This one is the Fairchild Republic A10 Thunderbolt. Not sure when it was decommissioned. I believe this was back in the 60s, if I remember correctly, when I was here before. But yeah, I mean, it looks like it could be pretty fast, actually. One cockpit. Looks like we got one pilot's going to be able to fly that one. But anyway, let's go on and move down to the next one. Almost looks like a bomber. This is one I was talking about the other day. So range on it's 2,500 miles. Wow. And it's got 4 Allison T56 A11 turboprops on it with 4,050 horsepower each. Maximum speed 380 miles an hour. Let me back up here a little bit so I can get a picture of it again here. There you go, there it is. As you can see, it's a pretty good size. We'll just stay on this side over here, Caleb, and just go on down through there.
All right.
So we figure out what kind of plane it is. If I was an airplane buff, I'd know that, wouldn't I? Some of these guys know what these are. Okay, we'll go down to number 3 here. Get a picture of it here, and then I'll see what it is. Yeah, look at the nose on this thing. I'm not sure if that's radar in that. I'm not a plane expert by no means. I was in the Navy.
I'd guess so.
Think that's radar?
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. So yeah, let me go up here and see what this is. But it's just beautiful. This is the Boeing EC-135E area. In the 1960s, McDonnell Douglas, and it became operational in January of 1968. And look at the wingspan on that thing. It's just huge.
Could probably fit inside one of the engines, well, turbines.
These bikes just might.
Yeah.
They're almost, we talked about the other day, about the same size landing gear.
Yeah.
And this was put out on the base here, transferred here in December of 1975. So range on it's 2,800 to 4,500 nautical miles without in-flight refueling. Wow. And weight can carry 300,500 pounds maximum takeoff gross weight. It'll crew of 11, and it's powered by TF33 PW102 turbofans and 18,000 pounds of thrust each. Same, we got 4 of them on this plane. So yeah, if you lose an engine, you're okay. You lose 2 engines, you still may be okay. Lose a 3rd one, you might be in trouble. I don't know. Anyway, that's about this one. This is a big one, so we're gonna get back over up to the next one, and I'll get at a distance first and show you the plane. And then I will go up and look at the
go under the wing here.
Yeah, wing's kind of low, isn't it? Here's the next one we're going to look at. Yeah, another big one. And of course they've got covers on every one of these turbos. what do you call these things?
Turbines?
Turbines.
Yeah.
Turbos, not turbos, turbines. And you can see they've got the covers on all those to protect those, obviously, from even birds nesting in there or whatever. And they got the same on this other plane over here. But let's see what this one is here. This is the Boeing KC-135R Strato tanker. 1957. Wow. And it looks like it could carry some fuel too. I guess that's yeah, you can see the photo of it here refueling here on the other planes. And of course it's got the telescoping boom that comes out on it, which I don't see that on here. They probably took that off when they redone that nose. I'm thinking that's where that was. And this came here, I think, in the 1980s. Maybe transferred here, but it flew on 31st of May 1967, and it did say a downed U.S. Navy pilot needed rescued in the Southeast Asia, and 2 Navy F-8 fighters provided cover for the pilot. For several hours, 2 Navy A-3 tankers kept the F-8s fueled and flying, but the group was dangerously low on fuel and could not make it back to their aircraft carriers. The KC-135 crew responded and refueled the tankers while they simultaneously refueled the fighters. While returning to base, they fueled 2 more Navy F-4s. Wow. Yeah, this United States Air Force had it together back even in the 1950s, as you can tell. It's incredible. We're going to go over to the next one, which is the looks like another cargo plane here. It's called the Boeing C7 Globemaster 3. And it's big. It was entered service in 1993. And it actually came to the museum in 2012. They said this is its new career in April 2012. And so it's only been here 13 years, 12 years, 13 years. But yeah, it's large. It basically, I'm trying to look at the what it says on this thing here. It actually did a lot of range flight test, more than anything, I think, just by looking at it. But yeah, it's huge. I mean, we've got some planes over here on the other side of the base, Caleb, aren't they? A lot bigger than this.
Yeah.
I mean, for cargo planes, this is the C-17 here, of course. But yeah, they're big. But yeah, all this technology that these guys had even back in the 60s and the 50s was pretty incredible. So now you can see why we're in the world's leader when it comes to aviation, for sure. There's not too many of our services are outmatched by any other countries anyway, including China, as far as I'm concerned. We've got some really top of the line stuff around. So anyway, we're gonna head on back now and maybe get a couple still photos Caleb wants to do.
All right.
We got one more plane to look at here we didn't see. Looks like this tail came down at one time, maybe. And let's go see what this thing is. This is a prop plane here. It's got turboprops on it. This one here is the flight simulator we looked at the other day. Built in the 1960s. So yeah, this is what trained a lot of our pilots right here. I'm gonna get a picture of it here. You guys can see it. Yeah, let me know what you guys think about these planes. I mean, this is really cool to see the history on these things. And when they flew, and boy, if you go inside the Air Force Museum that is up here, which we can't take our bikes in there and we can't video anyway, so They've got some incredible stuff inside this. Caleb's been inside more than I have. I've only been in there about twice. How many times you been in there?
Maybe 3-4 times a year.
3 or 4 times a year?
Yep.
Does your dad go with you, your mom?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Parents, grandparents.
Nice. But just to see all the different things they have inside, I mean, I know they got JFK's presidential plane in there,
Yeah,
don't they?
They have a lot of them, actually.
Pretty
sure maybe all of the decommissioned ones.
Really? They're all in there?
There's at least 5 to 7 in there.
I know Doolittle's plane's in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Doolittle was the one that flew on that bombing mission. I seen a special one last night, actually, that he went on a bombing mission to Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And they was bombing Japan.
Yeah.
And they were having to train to actually fly off an aircraft carrier because of the distance they had to fly.
Mm-hmm.
And they actually trained, I think, like on asphalt. They had a picture of an aircraft carrier that was painted on the asphalt, and they had to get off that at a certain time in order for them to simulate what it's going to be on the aircraft carrier.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to remember the aircraft carrier that carried them at that time. There was 2 of them. One was for support, and the other one actually had the bombers on it.
Mm-hmm.
And they just devastated a lot of Japan at that time. And that was before Midway, of course. So Japan took a pretty good whooping on Midway as well. But anyway, that was kind of cool history there. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a real Air Force buff, but Caleb studies a lot of this stuff too. He likes this stuff. So anyway.
You want to pull up in between both of these benches here, get a photo in front of all these planes?
Let's do that.